Howdy folks, Kiwi here, and welcome back to Analog, a hate story. As you can hear, my throat is improving. I'm still in the recovery phase, but I am getting there. I'm no longer as sick as I was. So, I'd like to say, welcome back to a safe space in which will be awesome, where we are going to continue to read these logs and just sort of wonder about what's going on. The thing where I deleted everything has already happened. It's come and gone, so I don't know what really is going on here. Anyway, so I read, or rather, I skimmed past the last thing I read in the last episode, and I got more dialogue, so we're gonna see what's going on here. Look, please, do you trust me? I'll try. Please understand my position at the time. My world was so small, and I'd lost my only friend. And then well, I'll give you my last two diary entries. They have the whole story. Please just don't judge me while you read them, please. Okay, so I assume that's based on this one. Alright, so let's see here. Dear Diary, you always forget how terrible it is to cry yourself to sleep until it happens. It's just the ultimate feeling of helplessness, but what's new there, right? I just miss her. Even if she scared me, I miss her so damn much. Jaihua was the only one who was sympathetic to me. Why did she have to die? Is that my fate? Anything that makes whatever short life I have left bearable must go. Fate just hates me, I've decided. I don't know what killed her. I overheard one of the servants saying the doctor claimed it was too much worry, causing an excess of wood in the spleen, which does not sound like real science, which you claimed is a common in oversensitive women. Yeah, you can't have wood buildup in a human being. That's not how that works. Anyway, I was baffled by the absurdity at the time. I still am now. My only friend is dead, and her diagnosis is absolutely insane. What do you even say to something like that? Well, I guess it's not like I need to worry about knowing what to say, but in light of that, it doesn't surprise me that nobody ever believed I was sick. With medicine that stupid, why would they? All it does is reinforce how hopeless everything is. I just constantly wonder, why did my father or my own doctor think that people would be smarter in the future, that medicine would be better? You know what, that's a fair assumption to make, personally. You can't actually know what the future will be, especially hundreds of years later. You can't literally be like, oh, the people in the future will be stupid, so I guess we'll just, you know, keep you here and make you comfortable. That's not how things work. My servant has been helping me get through all the funeral stuff. Well, I mean, she's been guiding me through the rites, practically doing them for me, really. I'm so weak and so stunned, I don't even know how I'm getting out of bed. I couldn't describe any of the ceremony. It's all a blur. It's been, there's been lots of black dress, I suppose. That's my only impression. And crying. Lots of crying. From me. Okay, and then, yeah. Back to hell. I'll kill them all. Ooh. Oh, we getting some of that stuff we've been warned about from old Mute-chan AI, who now doesn't exist. Dear Diary, this sounds... Oh, wait, no, hang on. Whoops, I forgot to check with you for this. I don't really have anything to add to that. She really didn't deserve to die. Jeez. Excess of wood. What is that even supposed to mean? Too much peen. Okay. This sounds so pathetic to say. Look, I would care more about these characters. I'm just not invested. I'm just genuinely curious more than I am invested in their story. And while it is tragic that she died, I'm not gonna refrain from making a joke about it, because, I mean, none of this is real, so... I'm sorry if you were invested and I ruined it with my joke. See, this sounds so pathetic to say. I've tried rewriting this a million times just to make it sound less pathetic for me, and I simply cannot. There were two things that made life worthwhile. And there's that cough again. Two things that made the last year before I died be bearable. The first was Jean-Wai's company, being the one person that was friendly to me. The second is sharing a bed with my husband. For the past few months, that's what I've been saving all my energy for. That brief, precious half hour every few nights where I feel fulfilled. If only in the most literal sense. It's the most lovely feeling. And now I'll never feel it again. The two things making my life, last year of life worth living, gone forever. The past few nights, let me take a drink of my fucking juice beside me, because wow, my throat. The past few nights, I've been trying to get the Emperor's attention in that way, pleading silently for his affections, with no luck. On the 4th, or was it the 5th day, he finally took me aside and said, painful in his voice, "Enough, stop that, it's completely inappropriate. You're supposed to be in mourning, show some damn chastity, or do you have no respect for my wife and your queen at all?" he snapped. And I looked confused. He just lectured at me, and when I cried, he sighed, held me tightly, then left the room. I haven't spoken to him since, but later that day, my servant came to my room with good news. I was to go visit my family for a couple months while the house is in mourning for Jai Hua. I couldn't argue, of course, even if I was able, so just like that, I was sent back to hell. I was dressed in the usual veil so nobody would see my face as I was escorted back to the Kim house in the middle of the night. Mother and father were there, briefly, to greet me, and in spite of how I felt about them, I put on my bravest smile and bowed, and nodded politely to their questions about how I was doing. Then they had to go to bed, and left me alone with my sister, Hyung Suk, was nowhere to be seen. "Hi," she said. "I never thought we'd end up visiting us again so soon." I shrugged. "Well, let's have some tea. It's just us still around," she said. I nodded. It seemed like a good enough idea. There was a pause. "Well, go make it," she snapped, removing any doubt that she might treat me with any sort of friendliness. Of course I made the tea. I didn't disobey her anymore. "Thanks," she said. "So Hyung Suk is out attending to official business at the moment, but you should avoid him. He's still angry at you because father-in-law finds you more important to the family than his own name. Can you blame him?" I had no idea what she was talking about, and she just continued. "So you really shouldn't talk to him. Oh, I guess you can't really do that, can you? Ha, aha. Well, you know what I mean." Yes, I knew exactly what she meant. "I'm surprised you're back so soon, though, especially now that you don't have to share your husband. Does that mean you're the primary wife now?" "I don't know." I don't fucking know." "Does that make you the queen?" "Oh, what great fortune you have. Father-in-law must be so proud of you." I stared at her, wishing nothing more than to be able to kill her through sheer force of rage. Oh, man. Humans have been working on that for a very long time. How could she possibly say something so awful? My only friend was dead, and here she was taunting me. What an awful thing to do. But I couldn't hate her to death, no matter how much I tried, so instead, I tried holding back angry tears to hide my weakness. I couldn't do that either, which is real unfortunate. Just, please keep reading. You know what? I will. I won't judge you at the end, because this sounds like a horrible situation, where you either kill yourself or kill everyone else. Murder happens, regardless. I was far too feverish to do any real cooking, so my servant was doing all the work for me that night. When father came in, I think he was drunk, or maybe just tired, or stupid. "You know, child," he said to me, "you grew up to be a wonderful daughter." I was shocked to hear him say that. Oh no, is he gonna try and sleep with her? Oh no! I predict this is happening. I was shocked to hear him say that and waved my servant out of the kitchen. I'd never heard even the slightest indication of that before. For the briefest moment, it even made me happy to hear that. That surprised me, and that I actually felt that way. As a kid, I never would have wanted his approval, so why now? He continued to make me wonder. When he asked, "Do you remember what you were like as a child?" I nodded, but I wasn't certain I did. You were so temperamental. Man, I gotta fucking blow my nose or something. Let me mute my mic so you don't hear it. Okay, that's better. You're so temperamental. You already argued all the time. You didn't want to get married. When the time came, you just didn't even know your place, you know? That's right, I didn't. That was back when I thought there was a point to being defiant. Why was that, I wondered. That's the part that amazes me now. I tried to think of a reason why I might want to be defiant, why I valued independence, and at first I couldn't even think of anything. I had forgotten. I had forgotten entirely. Don't tell Hyung Suk, but it really scared me. You were always the family's best hope for prosperity, but that attitude of yours, I thought I'd never manage to disavow you of those crazy, uncivilized ideas of yours, he said. While I tried to think of what they were, there were times I thought it was a mistake to have hatched you. Fucking idiot. But you came through, you really did. I know it must have been painful, but I'm proud of you. Then he patted me on the head. You turned out to be a good girl. Okay. That's all I wanted to say. It was hard raising you to be a proper woman, but you've turned out to be perfect. Thank you, he said. Okay, so far not too bad. I stared speechless, and I tried to remember what crazy uncivilized idea was he talking about. Thinking back to those days, or back to before I was frozen, I tried to remember. I had dreams of what adulthood would be, but they were so unimaginably different from what the reality turned out to be that they seemed impossible. Completely impossible. Nothing more than childhood fantasies without a shred of realism to them. I tried to think of what they were, to imagine them. In those dreams, I was strong, independent. I wasn't just a wife in those dreams. I had a job, working as the ship's engineer, following in the footsteps of my father, my real father. I wasn't married in those dreams. I was happy to just go on dates with boys my age in the ship's plaza and fall in love before making any commitments. That sounds like a normal life. I dreamed of being free. The more I thought about it, the more I was certain that's what those dreams were about. That's what I wanted, but father, Kim Jong-soo, rather, had made sure to disavow me of those notions. I learned to stop arguing, to stop trying to fight, to stop dreaming of those things. In other words, I learned how to be a proper woman. I did physical quotations there with my hands. And he was proud of that. Yeah. Proud of my dreams, and now I would die under the house of that man, silenced, broken, hopeless, and unloved. I was overwhelmed by the strongest feeling I had ever felt in my life. The deepest bitterness, the most powerful resentment I could imagine. I looked at the knife near my hand and wondered, could I kill him before I died? Could I at least have justice? I tried to lift the knife, my hand twitched, and it was too hard to keep a grip. I was just too weak. I'd never be able to do it. He smiled at me and said, sorry, please go ahead and keep cooking, I won't distract you more. And then just as he was about to go to the door, he added, take care of yourself. At that moment, I vowed that I would. I wouldn't worry anymore about all those people who had hurt me. I'd take care of myself. Oh, I couldn't stab him to death. I was too weak for that. But then I remembered there were other ways. If I disable life support, I can kill him. And all the others too. It'll be quick, it'll be easy, and not a one of them don't deserve it. All I need to disable it is the admin password. It's perfect. Okay. Well, so, yeah. There's a lot of phlegm in my throat. There you are, then. Now you know it's true. I did do what she said I did. Not gonna lie, I really wish you'd never met her. I wish she'd never said anything to you. I just thought it was so nice the way things were with us before. You know, you lying to me and all that. And one moment. Fucking hell. Goddamn, hate myself. Hate my throat. Yeah. That's what we were before. Things started out so well. I got to be cheery for the first time in my life since I was a child. Talking about actual romantic things together. Having fun with cosplay. Well, I mean, I was going to try again this episode, but it seems that moment has passed. And just, you know, having someone there to talk to. Someone who wasn't interested in shutting me up. But now, well, please, you've read my diary. You have to know it's not. I didn't understand, right? Oh, shit. Even if you think what I did was wrong, look, I've never really been dishonest with you. Fine, I lied about being an AI, but I told you the truth. I could have deceived you, but didn't. Please, you still trust me, right? I'd never really lie to you. Not seriously, but don't have to think what I did was acceptable. But please tell me you trust me. God, I can't enable this behavior. Oh, excuse me. I can't enable somebody who says they don't lie on a loophole. God, that's fucking... That's against so much of my actual moral code. Now, normally what I would do is I would explain my thought process so other people understood it. Or, you know, not, as the case generally is. I would be like, no, I don't trust you. You've broken that trust, blah, blah, blah. Here's what I think, something, something, something. And then a few days later, I'd be like, I'm sorry, I was upset. And then we would discuss it. But that isn't going to be the case in this game. It's not that nuanced. So I'm just going to click this. You do? Really? Oh, my word. Basically, I don't want to end this game just like, oh, no, it's terrible, bad feelings. I mean, of course, I'm so sorry. I should have had faith in you. I really should have. I'm really bad at this. But thank you. Thank you so much. I can't believe I even doubted you for a second. You're a fucking detective. Stop being so doubty. Look, that means a lot to me. It means so much. I mean, I'm sure what I did wasn't right. I know, I'm sure you don't think it was. It's just... I want you to understand, alright? For someone I'm in love, for someone as good to you as you've been, I want you to at least please understand. You don't have to forgive me, just hear me out. Fuck it, sure. Thank you so much. You're a real good person, much better than me, thank you. And very well, it's probably just better if I show you. There's a data block that contains all the logs that matter, but my family encrypted it because, well, it should be obvious why after you read it. Now you need to drop... Oh, I'm getting a text message from my mom. Hang on, one moment while I pause this game. Okay, I'm back. She was just telling me about a thing. Need to drop to the terminal and type decrypt block 7. Let me know once you've done that and I'll show you. Decrypt block 7, huh? Oh, and you don't have anything to say. Alright, well, let's go back up. See if there's still anything new. Oh, there's new shit in block 9 and 10. Well, fucking, how am I supposed to do all of this? No, that's the wrong button. I want to go to the house. There's new stuff here. Okay, well, let's go to the fucking terminal. Atmosphere is being vented into space. Will I not die from this? Decrypting block now. Block successfully decrypted. Yay. Actually, out of curiosity, what is still left? Oh, quite a bit, actually. Alright, you know what? Cool. Queed. Shell queed. Yay, I did the thing. Very well. Those are really hard for me to read. I haven't seen mine since I wrote them. I haven't seen my family's, well, ever. Well, I think I found here. I've added some. Just please read them. If you want to know the whole story, those entries will explain. If this were Doki Doki Literature Club, the silence would be foreboding, and I'd expect a jump scare. But that's not what this game is. I'm gonna plug in my headphones though. So there we go. Ooh. Okay, well let's take a look at these fucking access log data documents. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, block 10, because fucking sure, why not? The Nightmarish Bride, Mother, The New Anxiety, Peace at Last. Oh, excuse me. Alright, so let's take a look at this, apparently. It seems that in the year I spent visiting my parents, this is Hyo Min Sung Jung, which I don't believe I know this one. Everything has gone to hell in my husband's family without him knowing. Clearly, I never should have left. He was an idea, but he doesn't understand just how bad things have gotten. When I left, it all seemed under control. The pale bride would be the right age to be married to the emperor soon enough, and we would be able to use that connection to bring favor to the family. A good plan. Except it turns out the pale bride is not even close to ready for marriage. Age has nothing to do with it. It's the maturity that she lacks. And when she first woke up, right before I left, she seemed a little confused, but that was hardly unexpected. She had a whole new family to get accustomed to, and it seemed obvious enough that anyone born so far in the past would have some difficulty adjusting to modern life. Hey, you've actually accounted for that mentally. Congrats! But this is far beyond that. There is something simply wrong with that child. When I got back, the first thing Hyung Suk's wife did was tell me all about how sorry she was for not being able to control the child. I rolled my eyes, as if a grown woman couldn't handle someone of her age. How are you going to raise my grandson like that, I asked. She was quiet and let me see the pale bride for myself. The first time I saw Hyung Suk try to get me to do something as simple as sort out his laundry, she wasn't just disobedient, she was openly defiant. When I stepped in to admonish her, it had absolutely no effect. All she did was argue back at me. I tried every approach I could think of, appealing to filiality, explaining how important a virtue obedience was, even trying to appeal to sentimentality, everything. She just kept saying the same thing, that it wasn't fair to make her do it. Here's the obvious concern, and it's what I said to her. Are you going to tell your husband he's not being fair when he wants something from you? I thought that would put some sense into her, but no, she just answered yes. There's no way this unruly child could possibly be marriageable. Not like this. She'd be sent back within a day. And with good reason. What man could possibly want a nightmare like her in his life? Oh no, a free-thinking human. What do you got to say, my friend? Mother, huh? I don't really know what to say about her, even now. This is the first time I've read what she wrote, and it's just, well, there's more here. Read them for yourself. I will, but not right now. This is the end of the episode, so thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna fucking save. Ooh, I didn't get another 12%. I only got 9. Alright, well, this will have to be it for this one. So thank you guys so much for watching. I, of course, am Kiwi. You've been great too, and you have yourself a delightful day. And goodbye!